Hello everyone, welcome to our campus talk. My name is Rafi Ghaisani with the last three digit student number is 168.
And I am Ikbar Andika Nafaro with my last student number is 171. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you're doing well wherever you are.
Today we're going to talk about something that almost every university student can relate to, the reality of student life.
Exactly. Before entering university, many of us have certain expectations about college life. We imagine freedom, meeting new friends, and enjoying campus activities. But once we actually become students, really often is very different.
Yeah, that's so true. So today we'll share our experience, talk about the challenge we face, and also discuss the fun moments that make university life unforgettable.
Yeah, we're not experts, but of course, we're just sharing our experience as a student, and hopefully, some of you can relate to what we're talking about.
Alright, so let's jump into today's discussion. So, Ikbar, let me ask you the first question.
Okay.
Before you started university, what did you think about college life would be like?
Honestly, I thought it would be much easier than high school. I imagined that we only have a few classes every day, and plenty of free time, and lots of opportunities to hang out with friends.
I had the exact same thought. Whenever I saw university students, they always look so relaxed, and I thought, wow, they must have a lot of free time.
Yeah, but after a few weeks, I realized that having fewer classes doesn't mean having less work.
Exactly. We spend fewer hours in class, but we spend much more time studying independently.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences. In high school, teachers usually reminds us about homework or upcoming tests, but in university, lecturer expect us to manage everything ourselves.
Yeah, I remember forgetting to check our online learning platforms for a few days. Then suddenly, I found out there were two assignments due to that week.
Uh, that's every student nightmare.
Yeah, but luckily, one of my friends reminded me just in time.
Yeah, sometimes good friends can literally save your grades. So, speaking of daily life, what does a normal day look like for you?
It depends usually. It depends on my class schedule. If I have an early lecture, I wake up around 6 in the morning, get ready, and then head to campus. I usually like arriving a little early because I don't enjoy rushing things.
Same here. After class, I often stay on campus instead of going home immediately. Sometimes I study in the library, sometimes I work on assignment with my friends, and sometimes I just relax for a while.
I think that's one of the best thing about university. Even when we're working on assignment, it doesn't always feel stressful because we're doing it together.
Yeah, exactly. Although, let's be honest.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Sometimes we met to work on an assignment, but we spend for the first hour talking about football, movies, food, or anything except the assignment.
That's so true. Then suddenly someone says, guys, the deadline is tomorrow.
Yeah, and everyone immediately opened their laptops.
Talking about deadlines, I think that's probably the biggest challenge for most students.
Yeah, I agree with you. At the beginning of the semester, everything feels like manageable, but after a month or two, it feels like every lecturer decided to give assignment in the same week.
Yeah, I always wonder if the lecturers secretly plan them together.
Sometimes it really feels that way.
Yeah, but one thing that I've learned is that procrastination is dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. We've all said that I will do it later,
And then later becomes tomorrow.
and then tomorrow becomes the day before the deadlines.
I've been there more than once.
Yeah, me too. That's why I started to using a to-do list, so it helps me to organize my tasks and avoid last-minute panic.
Yeah, that's actually a great habit. I'm trying to do the same because having everything written down makes it easier to manage my time.
Yeah, Since we brought petroleum engineering students, people often ask me, what do you actually study?
Yeah, I get that question a lot too. Many people think that petroleum engineering is only about drilling oil.
Yeah, but it's much more than that. We study geology, reservoir engineering, drilling production mathematics, chemistry, and physics.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenging major, but it's also very interesting because we learn how energy is explored and produced.
Yeah, I actually enjoy the practical classes because they help me to understand the theories we've learned.
I agree, but I think we can both agree on one thing.
Let me guess. The lab reports.
Exactly.
Sometimes the practical sessions only last 2 hours, but writing the reports takes the entire evening.
Yeah, and just when you think you're done, the lecturer asks for revision.
Yeah, that's when you realize that the assignment isn't really finished yet.
Yeah.
But despite all the assignment, deadlines, and lab reports, I think university wouldn't be the same without the people we met along the way.
I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I think one of the best thing about university is the friendship that we build.
Exactly. There were so many moments when I felt stressed because of assignment, but just sitting with friends, talking or studying together made everything feel much better.
Sometimes we don't even solve the assignment in the right way, but simply having someone to talk to helps reduce the pressure.
Yeah, that's true. University isn't only about learning from lectures, we also learn a lot from our classmates.
Definitely. And everyone has a different strength. Some people are really good at calculation, others are great at presentation, and some are excellent at explaining difficult topics in a simple way.
Yeah, I think teamwork is one of the most valuable skill we learn at university.
Absolutely. In the future, no matter what career we choose, we'll always have to work with each other.
Yeah, although like projects aren't always perfect.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, come on, we've all experienced it. Sometimes there are 5 people in one group, but only 3 are actively working.
Or sometimes only two.
Yeah, exactly. Then one day before the presentation, suddenly everyone start asking, "Is there anything I can help with?"
At that point, everything is already finished.
Yeah, but honestly, if an experience like that teaches us patience and communication.
I agree. We learn how to divide responsibilities and solve problems together instead of blaming each other.
Yeah. Speaking of funny moments, what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on campus?
Oh, I have one. One morning, I was in a hurry because I thought I was going to be late for class. I rushed across the campus, then finally arrived at the classroom, and then I realized I was 1 hour early.
Seriously?
Yes, I even wondered why the classroom was empty.
Yeah.
And then I checked my schedule and realized that I had the wrong time.
Yeah, at least you were late.
That's true. But how about you?
Mine is even worse. One day I walked into the wrong classroom. I stayed there for almost 10 minutes before realizing everyone looked unfamiliar.
No way.
Yes, then the lecturer looked at me and asked, "Are you sure in the right class?"
So what did you do?
I just smiled and apologized, grabbed my bag, and walked out as quickly as possible.
I would done the same thing.
I still laugh whenever I remember that moment.
Jokes aside, university can be stressful sometimes. Have you ever felt giving up?
Honestly, yes. There were moments when I felt overwhelmed because there were too many assignments and exams at the same time.
I think that's something almost every student experience.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I feel that way, I remind myself why I chose this major in the first place. I also try to take a short break instead of forcing myself to study when I'm exhausted.
That's a healthy approach. For me, listening to music or going for a short walk helps me clear my mind.
Yeah.
And after that, I usually feel more focused.
I also think it's important to get enough sleep. Sometimes students believe staying up all night is the best way to prepare for exam.
Yeah, just like I told you, I've tried that before. Honestly, it didn't work very well.
Same here. When I'm tired, I can't concentrate anyway. So now I try to study a little every day instead of doing everything at the last minute.
That's actually a good habit.
Yeah. Nowadays, students have many tools that can help them to study. What do you think about using technology, especially AI, in education?
Hmm. I think AI is a great tool as long as we use it very wisely. For example, if I don't understand a topic, I sometimes use AI to explain it in simpler words or summarize a long article. It saves time and help me understand the material better.
Yeah, I agree, but I think students shouldn't just copy the answers. AI should help us to learn, not do all the work for us.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, we still need to understand the concept because during exam, we're the one answering the question, not AI.
Yeah, that's a really important point. So technology is a tool, but our effort and critical thinking still matter the most.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, let's talk a little about future. Where do you see yourself after graduation?
Hopefully, working as an engineer in the energy industry. I know it won't be easy, but I'm excited to keep learning and gain real world experience.
That's a great goal.
Yeah.
But personally, I also hope to build a successful career in petroleum engineering and contribute to solving future energy challenges.
Yeah, university is just the beginning. Graduation isn't the end of learning. It's the start of a new journey.
Yeah, exactly. And every class, every assignment, and every challenge is preparing us for the future.
Yeah, well, I think that's all for today's discussion.
But this conversation reminded me that university life isn't just about getting good grades. It's about growing as a person, learning from our mistake, and building friendship, and creating unforgettable moments.
Of course, there will be stressful day. There will be a deadlines, exams, and moment when we feel tired. But there will also be laughter, achievements, and experience that we will remember for years.
And if you're a university student listening to this, remember that you're not alone. Everyone faces challenges and it's completely okay to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah, and if you are going to start university soon, don't be afraid. Enjoy the journey, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes because that's how we learn.
And thank you so much for listening to Campus Talk. We hope you enjoy our conversation and maybe even related to some of our experience.
Don't forget to work hard, take care of yourself, and enjoy every moment of university life.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.